All right, hey, what's up, guys? We're back. After the long break, uh, I've been drafting, just not streaming. But what's up, Nick Bachlich? Thanks for stopping by, brother. Holy fuck, he's back. Yeah, making his grand return. Hell yeah, Paulino. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Yeah, after a long break, but planning on being pretty consistent. I'm thinking I'm gonna do like at least 3 times a week, probably around this same time, maybe a little earlier. So planning on getting the stream going pretty consistently and stuff, and then hopefully having some guests and stuff on pretty soon too. Just want to kind of get back in the rhythm. But speaking of that, we're gonna hop right into a big board, and I'm gonna jump in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hopefully no location error. No. Waiting on 3. Um, but yeah, no, I don't know. I'm pretty happy to be back. I've been drafting a little bit. I can show my exposures really quick while we're waiting for it to fill. They're not all great. Uh, some are okay. So QB, we're going hard on Jaden. I have a lot of Stroud because I have a lot of Nico. Baker, I really like the price. Mendoza backing off a little with the rumors he might not start right away, but overall, decent. Like, I think he's a decent price, fair click. Same with Bryce Young. Hurts a good value, in my opinion. Caleb, Jared Goff just has a lot of stacking partners, so does Caleb. RB kind of took a shot at a lot of the rookies. Mike Washington ended up working out okay because he moved up a bunch, but who knows if he's actually good at football. Caleb Johnson was my only like huge loser, I guess. Emmett Johnson, I've been clicking him more recently with the fall, but I was probably a little bit overfield before, like 11, 12%. And then it's gone up since then. Caleb Johnson, the only huge miss. Receiver, Diggs, he's been falling. I don't feel too bad about the Diggs one. Okay, draft is filled, so we'll jump in just a second. Surratt's been falling too. I've actually just been clicking a bunch more as he's been falling. So I don't know. I still feel decent with him. I think his capital's a little bit more in question. Like, he's probably a lock for day 2, but I think before he felt more like a second round lock, or at least more likely for the second round. And now he feels maybe more like a third rounder. And he does kind of require like a favorable situation to work out. So him, I don't love it. Diggs, obviously don't love, but I'm not really too worried about him when he signs. Debo, same thing. Ayuk, that's just like a huge risk. Horton doesn't feel as great with Shaheed back. And then got a bunch of Nico. Dobbs feels good, and then Neighbors feels fine. And then hop into the draft. All right. Draft. All right. Anyone I recognize? I don't think so. But yeah, so we got the 10 or the 11 spot. I think back here, sometimes you get one of the receivers to fall, like a Monra or CD, but I think usually I'm probably starting double RB. I mean, we'll see if one of them fall, then I'll take them. Or Jefferson, I like back there too. But we'll just kind of see what makes it to us. Yeah, so I don't know. I think back here, I've really been liking. I mean, obviously James Cook is good. I think the only one I'm a little worried about is Achane back here. I feel pretty good with Cook, Genty, Hampton. I think just Achane with the offensive environment worries me a little, but his ability to make explosive plays, I kind of feel like all these guys on the turn feel pretty good overall. I actually like Saquon a little bit more than maybe his ADP. Like I would actually probably put him above Love. All right, Servo would be up. Hopefully a Monra. If not, we'll just go Cook. Really liking a Monra, but all right, we get Cook. Cook feels pretty good too, though. I mean, especially with Joe Brady taking over. Like, he gave Cook a big workload last year. It doesn't really seem like there's a reason to change that. And Cook was used a lot more on the goal line. So I feel pretty good about him just keeping his role and, yeah, just keeping it rolling this year. I like Walker a lot. Hampton's fine. We'll grab Walker. I was only about at field on him before he signed, so I don't know. I kind of want to be a little bit more overweight. That is a high price to pay. Maybe it's a little bit too much, but I feel like Walker versus Hampton, Love Barkley. I don't know. I feel like he has kind of equal upside as like an actual good RB in the Andy Reid offense. Um, so I don't I don't know. Maybe his pass catching is what kind of limits him, but I feel like his touchdown upside, especially with Mahomes not able to rush, like he could get a really nice workload in KC, not really split the backfield, and just in Andy Reid's offenses, like whenever he's had like a talented enough running back, I don't know. They've always just consistently been near the top of fantasy. I think his touchdown upside is just gonna be massive. When you look at what like Kareem Hunt did, and if he's not back on the team, like Kareem Hunt had 9 touchdowns last year. It's like, I don't know. I just feel like Walker can really succeed as their goal line threat. But, but yeah, I feel pretty good with that start. And I think that gives me some flexibility with my next 2 picks. Like I'd go 3 running backs if I want. Or I can just go, double receiver. If Allen falls, I could take him. So, it leaves me, I think double RB actually kind of leaves you the most open because you could go hero RB, but I think it's hard to go like 3 straight receivers right after that. Maybe if you pivot away right after, but usually I like the receivers a lot in the 5-6 turn, so I wouldn't really go like 3 straight here if I already had one up top. Anything interesting in this one? Not really. McBride goes at 15, which I haven't seen him fall a decent amount, I feel like, but he kind of has a pretty big range. Nico Pickens, Travis A-Chain goes. Yeah, but I don't know. I feel pretty good with the double RB start though. I think for my next pick, I'll probably be looking at Tet and T. Josh Allen would be fine. I don't take a lot of Josh Allen because I'm pretty big on the like. I mean, I really like Lamar's price. I like Jaden Daniels a lot. Caleb's fine, but I like a lot of the QBs in that like round 6 range, or like in round 5 with Lamar and Jaden. So I don't get a ton of Josh Allen. I could take him here though. Okay, he goes. So we're hoping for Ted. Obviously, I'd take Jacobs if he got there. Garrett Wilson would be fine. Yeah, we'll see what makes it. Kind of surprised to see Jacobs fall this far. And a lot of the running backs, actually. Usually the rooms are a little bit more RB heavy, I feel like. All right, Jacobs goes. Ibuka goes at 32. Wow, that's a crazy. I mean, I don't know. That just seems a little bit extreme to me. Like, I liked his value at the 4-5 turn even, but oh wow. So Garrett goes to I don't mind Brees Hall, but we'll go Lad McConkey here. I don't really have enough of him. I want to get a little bit more. And he concerns me a little bit at his price, but I guess I feel the best of him, like of any of the Chargers receivers. I mean, obviously, I guess given the price, but I feel good enough given his production as a rookie that he could maybe bounce back. And I really want piece of the Chargers offense in general. I might go Brees Hall here in the 4th. I think I am. I think Brees Hall just gives me that consistent floor, and he's explosive enough with the pass catching upside too that he can give you weekly spikes, even if the Jets are like a mediocre offense. I think overall, I mean, that's kind of what drives his price down because if he was on a better offense, I think he'd go a lot higher. But like his his workload on that offense, I think will be enough that he's worth the early 4th pick. You're kind of like guaranteed. It's maybe just a little bit lower overall ceiling than some of the other guys like Kyron or Bucky could probably have a lot more like touchdown upside because they just playing a lot more favorable offenses. But I feel pretty good with Breece Hall's just weekly floor that he gives you with the pass catching. And then also, I think he can give you upside even on, the Jets. And maybe with Geno, they're a tiny bit better. So I feel really solid with my top three. I know just every week these are workhorses. They're the lead back on their team, no question. Um, so I think I feel like pretty solid now where I can really push my next RB. Maybe I take one a little bit earlier and then just only go 5 and take the fifth one like 19th, 20th round, just some rookie or something. We'll kind of see what comes back. But yeah, like I feel pretty good starting like this. I mean, it is kind of unbalanced where the room can punish you in theory for starting like this, but I don't I don't think there's too much risk just because I really like the receivers on that 5-6 turn. Like Tate and Lemon and Watson. Jordan Tyson's fine. DJ Moore's fine. And then yeah, if like Waddle falls, he usually doesn't fall that far though. But yeah, we'll kind of see what makes it. But usually there's some pretty good receivers over here. Or like a quarterback too could be a good option over there. Like if Jaden Daniels makes it. Yeah, James Cook, Walker, McConkey, Hall. Is anyone doing? This guy's going a little bit zero RB in the 4 spot. Chase Pickens, AJ Brown, Colston Loveland. Yeah, I mean, I like that start overall. Kind of interested to see like how far they push it. Like, there's a lot of good RBs at the top here, so if they like one of them, that could be a good option. They could also go Lamar, make it like a real zero RB build with Okay, so they go toot. I respect it. I used to be a toot and slappy. These new prices are a little bit tough even for me though. I don't know. I think he could have the upside to be worth going there, but I mean obviously, but it it seems like it'd probably be worth it. It just feels like his spot can be pretty fragile, especially if they do draft another running back or something. They don't have a ton of picks, so maybe not. I mean, I don't feel too bad about Tootin, but I just like some of the other running backs like Judkins, Harvey, Scadaboo, Swift, where I feel like they have a little bit less question marks. Maybe Scadaboo has a lot, but uh, man, I could go Jaden Daniels here. Jaden Daniels or Makai Lemon. Who's this guy got? Rice and Devonta, so that doesn't really mean anything. What's ADP? I'm gonna go Makai Lemon because I think I like him a good amount more than the other receivers. And if Jaden goes, then I can just double tap receiver or something. Okay, that works out great. Yeah, I've been picking it. Well, Jaden Daniels is my highest owned quarterback, but yeah, I've been picking a ton of them here. I just feel like him in the 6th round, just such a good value. Last year we see like the lowest QB rushing, and I think it was like over a decade. Like the amount of QBs over 500 was like the lowest in a decade. But I just feel like Jaden's rushing upside. He's only really matched by Lamar. For like just rushing yards overall, right? Maybe Hurts can keep up with the tush pushes and like the touchdown upside he has, but I don't know. I just feel like when you're getting that kind of rushing upside and the guy that we've seen do it before when he was a rookie, right? And he dealt with a lot of injuries last year. I think that is always a risk you're taking, but I don't know. I feel like with any high rushing upside quarterback, that's just maybe it's not true that they get hurt more. I guess that's maybe not true, but it feels like maybe you're taking a little bit more of a risk. But if that guy stays healthy, just the upside you're getting in the 6th round, I just don't know if you can match it like you can with Jaden Daniels. Number 4, like Missy Big Dog. Hey, what's up, Fancy Dog? Thanks for stopping by, brother. Yeah, no, we're gonna be back. We're fully back, ripping it. I'm gonna try to stream a couple times a week, going forward. So yeah, and then get back, do some streams with some people, do some collabs and stuff. So yeah, I'm fully back in the swing of it. it's you know, you gotta take the off season break. You gotta take a little bit of an off season break. Um, but yeah, no, I was drafting a little bit before just before the combine, and then I don't know. I've just been kind of drafting offline and stuff, just kind of figuring out like you know what spots I like or what ADPs I like, kind of how I want to build. Like this draft, I started Cook, Walker, Lad McConkey, Brees Hall, Mekhi Lemon, Jaden Daniels. So I only have 2 receivers through 6, but I feel like this year that doesn't feel too bad at all. I feel like there's good receiver values kind of down the board into like the 120s even or so. I feel like you can get pretty good receiver values. You know, and I try to vary the builds, but I've been really liking that with the early RB approach. I think a lot of people have, obviously. You could look slick. Thanks, man, Doug. Are you Hartman too in the streams? Yeah, yeah. What did it do? Oh yeah, it made you use like the at names or whatever. Like your at fans dog 3868. Yeah, no, that's me. Yeah, I be in the stream chat still. I'm still a chat rat for sure. But yeah, finally back on the streams. Um so here, I mean I would like receiver the most probably. Any of these three would be fine, preferably Pierce and Ricky. I don't really. Addison's probably my next favorite, but that's kind of a reach. Um, I could go Herbert also. Just yeah, that would actually be a pretty good option. Also, would be Herbert, and I can just stop at 2, call it there. What does this guy have? KC, Philly, Jacksonville. So he's probably gonna take T-Law. I don't know, or Mahomes is still there, so he probably won't take Herbert. So I'll grab my favorite receiver, then I'll probably grab Herbert. And if he takes Herbert, I'll just take 2 receivers. Okay. Yeah, no, yeah, it's I don't know, it's some weird YouTube thing. They make it like it's like your at name now. So here I'm thinking Alec Pierce. You know, I feel okay, he goes. I'll go Ricky. Um, yeah, probably Ricky over Michael Wilson. Michael Wilson, I don't have very much of. Um, he's kind of tough for me to get behind. I don't know. I'm only a little bit underweight, but we'll go Herbert here, get the stack with Lad, and then I'm probably gonna stop at 2 QBs. But yeah, Michael Wilson. I don't know. It's a little bit hard for me to just get behind the Arizona offense. I don't know if they're really gonna have the pass volume like they did last year. You know, I mean, he looked really, really good down the stretch, and he was like, I mean, just week in, week out, consistently dominating, but the target volume was insane. And I just, I don't really know if I want to bet on that and bet on him like clearly being the alpha over Marvin Harrison again. It just seems tough. And then they got Trey McBride in the way, obviously. It's just, if they don't have that same pass volume, it might be hard to really pay off his ADP, I feel like. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Michael Wilson's a guy maybe I should take more of. Godwin's a guy I've been taking quite a bit of, and obviously he's moving up. I would probably take him up into like I would debate him with Ricky and Alec Pierce. I think I don't think that'd be too crazy, really. I'm not a big Jalen McMillan believer though, so that's kind of part of it too. You know, some people are obviously really into McMillan. I think he's okay. I think he's especially a fine pick where he goes, but I'm kind of more a believer that it's going to be Amika and Godwin as the main 2. But you know, I mean, McMillan's a better outside receiver, arguably, than Godwin. So, you know, like they have different roles. So maybe McMillan ends up getting a lot of playing time. And he's like shown to be efficient in the red zone. They don't have Evans anymore, right? But I don't know. I'm still Godwin's definitely my biggest target in Tampa Bay for the value at receiver. Seriously. Dart at 95. That feels pretty good. Aaron Purdy. I guess Purdy's getting a big bump with Evans, though. This guy only has 2 receivers, Puka and Mike Evans, through 8 rounds. 9th round. I wonder what he's going to do. Laporta. Wow. So he has Bowers and Laporta. So you have Nakua, Bowers, Travis Etienne, Mike Evans, Trevion Henderson, DeAndre Swift, Jalen Warren, Brock Purdy, Sam Laporta. It's interesting. I wonder. I don't know. I probably wouldn't have done Laporta there with Bowers, but he can stop at 2, I guess. It's kind of interesting. I'll have to remember to look how he lands the plane. I mean, because it could work out. You don't really have to go crazy on receivers. He has Puka and Mike Evans up top. So, I don't know. It'll be kind of interesting. And who's the guy that went? Oh, no, he got Tootin. Then he went Algier Stevenson. The guy that went 0 RB, kind of. All right, so I got a 2-3-3-0. Jaden Daniels, Justin Herbert, James Cook, Kenneth Walker, Breece Hall, Ladd McConkey, Mekhi Lemon, Ricky Pearsall. So still feeling really good at running back. Don't think I need to add anything. Probably just going receiver here. Definitely Dobbs would be the top choice. If not him, I could look at tight end also. Could do Gadsden with Herbert, stack that up. I don't mind that. I'll probably grab Dobbs first, though. Yeah, I'll grab Dobbs because there's not really any other receivers I like as much. And I'm not huge on Gadsden. I think he's fine, but he's a little expensive. I'll pick him on the stack, but I wouldn't be too sad to lose him either. Okay. So we'll take Gadsden, stack him up with Herbert, and then we got Dobbs right before that. I feel pretty good with Dobbs. I still like him a lot at 108. I feel like on the Patriots, I kind of thought he would move up more. I mean, I guess people just think he has limited upside because he did run a lot of routes on the Packers before, and it's not like that resulted in a ton. But I don't know. I just feel like on the Patriots offense, like just with the lack of other options, maybe they draft someone really good, but I don't know. Just with the lack of other options, he might get pretty good target volume, and I just think even if he doesn't really step up and like go crazy on the Patriots, just like at 107, it's a pretty good value for a guy that they're probably viewing as their number 1 this year. If AJ Brown goes there, then obviously that one hurts. But even then, I don't think it's like a horrible run out, or it's probably the worst run out, but I don't think it's a horrible pick at 107 to take Dobbs because I don't know, what do you really need out of a receiver at 107 to pay off, right? Like if he puts up like 900 yards and 7 touchdowns, is that good? Like it's probably fine, especially if some of it's like spike weeks or whatever. But if no one goes there really substantial or it's a rookie or something, I feel really good with Dobbs there. Kirk too. Oh yeah, Christian Kirk to the Niners. To 49ers. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean that could be a pretty good pick. Oh, and like for Purdy and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that's good. That probably gives them their like. I would think he's most similar to Juwan, right? Because he could be that kind of short area, like 3rd and short, stuff like that, kind of like Juwan did. He's probably not the blocker like Juwan is, but as far as maybe like that short area target or something, I mean, Christian Kirk could be pretty good for that. And, Niners offense, that's definitely a team you want pieces of. So I wonder how late he's going to like keep going. Like, is he just going to be free? Because, I mean, he's realistically probably the 3rd option. But when Pearsall inevitably gets hurt, he'll probably be, the 2nd option. So I don't know. I'll have to keep an eye out for where Kirk goes, or I mean, maybe I'll take him. But yeah, no, he's definitely interesting in San Francisco. I don't know. I mean, he got $6 million. He's a receiver. Receivers get paid a lot, obviously, just in general. But I don't know. He could be worth it in like a late round dart, or especially if you're doing a Niners build, then he could really be worth it. Just you get him for like in case an injury happens or something. He ends up being who was it? Kendrick Bourne last year. He ends up being like the Kendrick Bourne. This random game goes for like 180 or something. Jamon goes. I would like him. So I'm probably looking at receiver again. Don't really like any of the running backs. Boston would be fine. I mean, he's been falling a little, but I wouldn't really mind clicking him. I think I'm like right around field on Denzel Boston. I'm gonna have the overlay back up for my next stream. I forgot to like set up the new version. I'm usually a mobile drafter, so yeah, I think we'll go Boston first, and then we'll probably grab Higgins would be fine, or Debo would be fine. Shaheed, I guess, would be fine too. But I don't know. I'm having Shaheed's a little bit tough at this price on the Seahawks. Let's go Jaden Higgins. So I don't have a ton of Jaden Higgins yet. So I'll just grab him there. I think I don't know, he feels okay at his price. He had like one or two good games, I guess, not very many, but he had one or two good games last year, and I don't know, he had some higher target volume games. Most of them were with Davis Mills, but I think he flashed at least a little bit of potential. And he was a second round pick. So I feel fine with him there, especially now I kind of have a little bit more depth at receiver. I do have some pretty questionable guys though overall. I mean, Ladd and Dobbs I feel pretty safe with in their roles, but Lemon, Ricky, Boston, Higgins, all kind of risky. So I'll probably try to throw more volume there. I might even go two RBs kind of soon, and then that way I can stop at 5 and then throw like 8 or 9 receivers on here. Oh, Pat's not known to draft good receivers, so Dubs is safe. Yeah, no, that's true. They do not have a good track record. I don't know. Yeah, I wonder who's going to be the guy that they're going to pick. They're going to pick. I mean, Denzel Boston's falling. And then when they don't get A.J. Brown, they can be like, oh, he's big and fast. He can be like their A.J. Brown. So maybe they'll go with him. And then, I don't know. Denzel Boston's an interesting one because he seems like he has some really good traits, but like, I don't know, his hands did not look good at the combine, and like I know he has some pretty big question marks on him too, but yeah, that is a fact. The Pats do not have a good track record. I mean, Jacoby Myers might be the best one, and he wasn't even that good on the Pats. Fantasy dog, you're way smarter than me. That's why I'm here. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. But I don't know. I mean, I see you in the draft. You be drafting some pretty nice squads. So don't sell yourself too short. But no, I don't know. I mean, I think anyone in the general best ball community or just like drafting or watching football content and March, like I don't know, I feel like you're just in general going to be sharper than the majority of people that play fantasy football just cuz like I don't know. It is like I don't know, watching it like year round, you just get so much more into it. And like I think it can be good and bad because sometimes it's almost like you get too into like the weeds of it. But it's like I don't know. I think just in general, like you see it whenever you do your home league drafts. It'll just be some like random guy who falls like this would never happen. He's like an 8th round pick in your home league, and he's like a 4th round pick on Underdog. Like I remember last year was like Devontae Adams and Pickens, and like all my leagues, no one wanted them, and then you just know from best ball though, it's like, oh, they go like 4th, 5th round or like 3rd round for Adams. And in those leagues they were going like 6th or 7th or 8th. And it's like, I don't know. Just in general, I feel like just always being into the football, it does make you a little bit sharper. And I mean I think any of us are. Good looking, not smart LOL. There you go. There you go. Hey, that's all you need. I mean, that gets you pretty far, right? So I mean, as long as you got that going for you, you're gonna make it pretty far, I think. All right. So what are we looking at here? I could go. I mean, James Conner would be fine. I feel okay with him. Mendoza would be fine if I did want the third QB. I really don't think I need it though. Um, could go Omar Cooper. Could go Jerry Judy. Maybe we'll go Jerry Judy, just get some touches in there. If it took it, we'll see. All right, we got Jerry Judy. That might not, I don't know. That's a tough pick. I don't have much of him, but I figured get some guaranteed touches in here. I already have a lot of rookies. All right, Mendoza goes obviously. Hunter Henry looks kind of good. Could still go James Conner. I just don't know if James Conner is the type of guy I want with this backfield. Yeah, I think I got Conner. It's fine. Yeah. Yeah. It's tough because I feel like I want to take more upside swings, but at the same time, I don't know. I mean, James Conner, if I feel like he's going to have a decent role in that backfield, then I feel like at 158, I would just rather click him than like Emmett Johnson. Obviously, I have a ton of Emmett Johnson already anyway, but I don't know. I just feel like James Conner at that price, I'd rather take the guaranteed touches, and then I can just get like a swing on rookie upside or a younger guy like real late for a fifth. Or I could even go six and do them in the last two. That's still an option too, but I'll kind of see how it plays out. Jerry Judy, I don't know. I don't really feel good now that I clicked it, but I've been seeing I've been seeing some people talking good about Jerry Judy, and it influenced me. Um, yeah, I don't know. Usually it would have been just Omar Cooper. I would have just clicked him, but I felt like I already had a lot of rookies. That was the tough part there. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe not the best move, but I do feel like he fit the bill pretty good. Even if he's not my favorite player overall, he's in theory right now. Jerry Judy is the wide receiver one on Cleveland. However much that is worth. But in theory, he's a wide receiver one, and he's my wide receiver seven, right? So that doesn't feel too bad in the 13th round. Um, all right, so I'm gonna have to. So I'll recap the team quick. I have a 2-4-7-1. Jaden Daniels, Justin Herbert at QB. James Cook, Kenneth Walker, Brees Hall, James Conner at RB. Lad McConkey, Mekhi Lemon, Ricky Pearsall, Romeo Dobbs, Denzel Boston, Jaden Higgins, and Jerry Judy at receiver, and then Aronde Gadsden at tight end. So I think in this range, I'll probably be looking at a receiver and a tight end maybe with my next two picks. That's kind of what I'm thinking in this range. I could also just push tight end super late and then just say like Gadsden's my top guy, get two more after him. We'll kind of see what tight ends make it, what receivers make it. I took so much Connor early, slowing down now to get 20% or so, hopefully. Oh, nice. Yeah, no, I mean, I guess, yeah, because Connor was cheaper before, or he's like the same price. I mean, I feel pretty good with Connor overall, I would say. Obviously, it's not ideal to get Algier there, but Algier got so little money. I really think that they're just going to be like kind of an even split. Maybe Algier kind of takes over as the season goes, but it's pretty nice, especially in big board season, to have like the early production Connor will probably give you. So yeah, I mean, I don't think the Connor bags feel too bad overall. PBR Tyler, what's up, man? Hey, what's up, bro? Thanks for stopping by. Just finally getting back to it, getting some streams in. I've been drafting a little bit before this, but finally back to the streaming. But yeah, in a big board right now. Feel like it's team's going pretty good. Started heavy RB, James Cook, Walker, Hall, just got Connor. I think here we're just about on the clock. So we're definitely gonna go Chig here with Jaden. So we stacked up both our tight ends, Gadsden, Chig, with Jaden and Herbert. So here, I think we go running back. I like Brian Robinson quite a bit. I think when he signs, he might move up. I could take, I like Katron, Emmanuel Wilson. We'll go B Rob though. I mean, it's a little bit debatable with B Rob because the landing spots, they're kind of drying up, but I think if he signs more where he can be like the clear cut backup, then he'll move up. I mean, it just depends, right? But I think a lot of the later running backs are already kind of taken, like Pacheco, Bigsby, Rodriguez, Keaton Mitchell, Tajay. So I feel like B Rob at 182, he feels okay. And then I could stop at RB if I want after that. I might grab one right at the very end, but we'll kind of see who's there. But yeah, I feel pretty good with it. Probably grab one more tight end, one more RB, and then two receivers, I think. So I'll be a 2-6-9-3. That's what I'm thinking. Chig, good pick. I think Wilson feels not bad. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I kinda like him too. I have a decent amount of Emmanuel Wilson, but I don't know, on Seattle, if they don't add anyone, or if they do add someone, imagine they had like Mike Washington, and then they find out he's not that good at football. But yeah, I mean, Emmanuel Wilson does feel pretty good back there, and he goes behind guys that are very clear backups like Pacheco, Bigsby, Keaton, Rodriguez, or maybe not Rodriguez, Keaton, Tajay. But yeah, no, maybe Emmanuel Wilson was the call. I'm also kind of gauging like I don't know. People were kind of lukewarm on him. He hasn't really moved up a ton. I'm curious to see. Seems like maybe he'll settle around here, like in that 16, 17 range. Um, but yeah, no, I don't know. I do like him quite a bit. Gino goes. Kind of thought about him, but I think with Herbert and Jaden, I'm just gonna stop with two. I'm not gonna be bullied by the Sims. Big 2026 trying to turn everyone into a 3 QB drafter. You are my there you go. Fantasy monster. Hashtag RBs are king. All right. That's right, Dad. Hell yeah. Uh, James Cook, Ken Walker, Brees Hall. High T build. RBs are king. RBs are king. Us piss boys are resting in piss. You're right. But yeah, no, it's definitely the year of the RB this year. Didn't know Wilson was in Seattle. Oh yeah. He was one of the later guys in free agency. I think he signed like maybe Friday. It was a couple days into free agency. That all is well in the world now. Hell yeah, yeah. Thanks for stopping by, Thad. Appreciate it, bro. Uh, but yeah, our RBs are king. Yeah, the underdog finally figured it out. Look at that second round. 3 receivers, 2 tight ends, but 3 receivers, 7 running backs. Incredible, incredible. It only took them how many years to figure it out. Katron here would be fine. Surratt, I don't mind Surratt still. Um, I mean, I'd probably lean Katron. I like Katron quite a bit. Um, I don't know. I think he's like a top 5 RB in the class. I feel like he's like pretty solid overall as a player. His problem is maybe he just doesn't like stand out in any particular way, but I don't know. I think we'll go him. I've been clicking him quite a bit. I watched some of his like I don't know. I've been watching highlights and stuff. I'm not like a film bro, but I don't know. I kind of like Katron Allen when I was watching the highlights. So, and I did watch like some rookie profiles and stuff on him. I tried to read on him as much as I could, and he seems like an okay bet for as late as he goes. I think any of these guys are just kind of dart throws, obviously, but I don't know. I've been liking Katron Allen quite a bit. I have a pretty big bag of him. Hello, world. Hell yeah, Fancy Dog. Hell yeah. Yeah, Fancy Dog and Thad. Hell yeah, let's go. We got we got the crew. But yeah, no, yeah. Thank you guys for stopping back. I'm surprised anyone even found it. But yeah, no, it's always I don't know. It's a good time just drafting the team, just talking, just chatting. But yeah, I don't know. It is really interesting this year, like how much different it is. Where like I mean, the RBs are king, right? Like the three RBs up top, it like these builds I think feel really good now. I think in this one maybe I went a little bit heavy with the double QBs, so my receivers feel a little bit more shaky than they would really have to. Because if I would have skipped even just like Jaden and let's say I go like Marvin Harrison, Brian Thomas, one of those guys there, I think my receivers feel a lot more stable. Um, but I'm pretty happy usually getting at least one elite QB. I don't usually go another one like eighth round. I usually wait like a little bit, like maybe more in the 10th round or something. Um, but yeah, I feel pretty good kind of going with builds like this in general, where three of my first 4 or 5 picks are running backs. Um, that usually feels pretty good. And then the other two, I usually feel like I want receivers. I'm not doing a lot of Bowers or Trey McBride. Not doing a lot of Allen either. I like the QBs after him, but yeah, the early RBs. I mean, this is really these builds feel the best, like by far. They feel the best, like consistently. You can do zero RBs that feel okay, I think, but going with the heavy RBs early just feels consistently like a good build, I think, this year. Um, and there's some benefit to going off of that sometimes, but I think in general it shows like, yeah, you need that early RB capital this year. And last year and the year before too. People just weren't doing it as much. Uh We love you dogs. Need you with Bindles and Candyman and Emo and BBG. Yeah, no, I mean, hopefully, I mean, I'll be on with Candyman and Whohames probably pretty soon. And then yeah, I mean probably Bindles too. I should hit him up soon. But yeah, no, I'll be hitting people up. I'll probably start doing the collabs and stuff like next week. But I'll be present. I'll be in the space. Uh You gotta be both a film bro and a stats bro if you want to hashtag no ball. Hey, amen to that. I'm a little bit lacking in the film bro department. I'm not gonna lie. I be watching, the Just Bomb production, but no, I don't know. I try to watch like I watch like highlights, but I try to watch the scouting reports on the rookies and stuff, like actual like not like fantasy football ones, like the regular ones. I try to at least watch those because I feel like get some of those people's opinions and stuff who aren't really like they're not like fantasy bros or this or that. It's kind of more like what is this guy's skill set. And then I do try to watch the highlights and see what I can like glean from that. But I'm not like a true film bro yet. I'm still learning. But I mean I watch like all the NFL games. I just don't watch a ton of college. I kind of just watch college and like mainly the playoffs and stuff. I mean, my favorite school is Michigan State, and they kind of suck. So it's not too interesting to watch college for me at the moment. Um, so I think here, I mean, I don't mind Jalen Noel, and then we can kind of get like a little Houston thing going with Higgins and Noel. I don't mind that. Oh, and I want Fryermuth. At 227, he felt like the best tight end. Uh, I kind of like Dulcich too. I should have actually considered him. Um, what the hell? Oh, I have my limits set, so it got me Demond Claiborne, which that's cool. Demond Claiborne's fine. Uh, I messed that up. I had my limit set, I think, at 8 receivers. My bad. But Demond Claiborne, fine pick. Uh, While I'm surprised, Low McBride, Allen Bowers. Yeah, I'm just liking the tight end values, and I really like Lamar and Jaden Daniels. I have a lot of both, and well, Jaden's my highest, but Lamar, Jaden, I like Caleb. I like all those QBs just kind of in that pocket of like round 6 to like 8 or so. Um, so it makes it tough to be in on Allen, and then the elite tight ends. Man, elite tight end just is so hard to build around. The build just feels so much worse. I feel like, and I don't know. I try to do them here and there, but I just feel like last year my like Trey McBride teams didn't really do me that well, and maybe that's just an unfortunate run out of how they were built. But that and then just I don't know, it just feels so detrimental to the build. But I do want to mix in some, especially Bowers. I'm a big Bowers like believer, so I definitely am gonna mix in some of him. Hashtag zero RB is dead. Very fair, fair. Scouting reports, yes, Herman. Okay, yeah, yeah. No, that's probably my best way to to try to figure out the rookies because yeah, I mean that those are the ones I feel like I understand the most, and that's like okay, I can figure out kind of what this guy is or how he plays at least. I like to watch to see what they look like, but at the end of the day, there's more important info like draft capital. Oh yeah, for sure. Draft capital trumps all, and then landing spot obviously matters. Um, yeah, just for like pre-draft, I think is where that's where all the rookie stuff I feel like is like where it really matters to figure out like what kind of type. And I don't even know if it matters per se, but where it's I don't know, it's more interesting to figure it out because once the guy gets drafted, like RJ Harvey, right? Like I was a super big RJ Harvey fan, and I like he was my highest owned last year, and that was awesome because he got picked really high, right? But like my second highest owned, for example, was DJ Giddens, and he wasn't shit. So like, it, I don't know, like I don't know. It just feels kind of cool when it's like, oh, I really like this guy, and it's not like once RJ Harvey got picked how high, it's like, oh, he just gets drafted really fucking high because he's, the Broncos starter presumably, right? But like, it does make it kind of fun to have like your guys and stuff. I don't know, and you maybe get an edge if you pick the right guys, right? If you're good at the evaluation and stuff. I never understand draft capital, definitely thing, Paulino. Um, yeah, I mean, I think draft capital is one of the more important predictors, but it's not everything, obviously. I mean, dozens of late round picks. Amon Ra is probably the best one right now, but like, I think he's probably the highest one right now. There's probably a running back maybe, but Amon Ra or something, right? Like, it's not the ultimate predictor, but it's the best predictor, especially for rookies, right? Because if you're a sixth round pick, it's going to be really hard to get on the field and actually matter as a rookie. Um, but yeah, I think draft capital is pretty important, but it's not everything. It doesn't define the player by any means. You can't just be a fan of the game. You got to be a student of the game. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, Thad. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. You got to be a student of the game. I'm in the game. See, I got the draft. Boom. Hey, my thing, Jeff T. Thanks for stopping by, brother. What's up? Draft capital tells you how soon they hit in the field, fancy dog. Yeah, no, I for the most part agree with that. Like, it doesn't always 100% work out, obviously, but if a guy's a first round pick, most likely he's getting on the field week one, right? Where if a guy's a sixth round pick, maybe he crushes all camp, he's Puka or something, sure, but the guy in the first round, Ted McMillan, was never in doubt to play all the snaps week one, right? Ask Kuhames and me about Damian Martinez 40% bag last year. Yeah, no, I know about the Damian Martinez bag. No, I know. I've talked to Kuhames about it. Yeah, in pre-draft, the edge is bigger, trying to figure out who will rise before they actually rise. Right, exactly. Yeah, and I don't know. Yeah, and I think it is good too to like familiarize yourself with the players and stuff, because then when they do land to a spot, you can see like it kind of helps you realize like, oh, how are they different, or how do they fit into this backfield or receiver group or whatever. So I don't know. I think that can be kind of useful later too. But it's debatable on that. Yeah, pre-draft, TY sir, correct, fancy monster. Best ball and call, got you, light. Hey, thanks, bro, appreciate it. And check out best ball and call. I mean, everyone in here knows, but check out best ball and call on the PPR Tyler if you haven't. I know you have, but all right, I'm gonna go over the team quick, and then I'll hop in one more. If anyone has a preference, I can do big board or little board. If not, I'll probably just do big board. So I went with a 2-7-8-3, Jaden Daniels, Justin Herbert, kind of double elite. Herbert's not like elite, but two strong QBs. Feel pretty safe with that. It's the year of the 3 QB, but we decided not to. James Cook, Ken Walker, Breece Hall, James Conner, Brian Robinson, Katron Allen, Damon Claiborne. Probably didn't need Damon Claiborne, but I ended up getting him. Feels really strong at RB. Obviously, the top three: Cook, Walker, Brees. Feel good with that. Receiver: Ladd McConkey, Mekhi Lemon, Ricky Pearsall, Romeo Dobbs, Denzel Boston, Jaden Higgins, Jerry Jeudy, Elijah Surratt. Feel pretty shaky at receiver, obviously. Big risks with Lemon, Pearsall, Boston. And then, late guys are late guys. But tried to get a little bit of floor with Dobbs, Jerry Jeudy. Dobbs has some upside too. Hopefully Ladd bounces back, but definitely pretty risky at receiver. Gadsden, Chig, Pat Farmers at tight end. Feel pretty good with that. Gadsden's kind of like, hopefully he's my weekly starter, but if not, Chig got a good landing spot. Farmers seems fine. He might catch a couple TDs. Overall, I think the team's okay. Could have got a little more help at receiver a little earlier, maybe. Yeah, I think it's okay. Receiver's a pretty big risk, though. That could sink my team. Martinez has whiteboard problems. Are you kidding? Has whiteboard problems? Uh, big board for me, just saying. All right, big board it is. All right. All right, big board in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so waiting on 9. Yeah, no, I mean the Damian Martinez thing, it sounds like he had a couple issues that just kind of came out of nowhere, right? Like the legal stuff and off the field. And I don't know. Like it sounds like there's other like attitude problems and stuff with him. So yeah, just guys with that you get unlucky with sometimes, right? That's like who's that Bengals receiver? Jermaine Burton, right? Like they said he had all the talent and always this great sleeper, and like it maybe he was a great sleeper, but he just had these off the field issues that prevented him. And it's like, how could you know? But yeah, it really is unfortunate when I don't know. It's unfortunate when you see guys like lose an opportunity like that for like, kind of some silly stuff. That is like it's unbelievable to me. Wide open. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean hop in, waiting on 4. Um yeah, and I started doing my rankings too. I'm gonna I'm gonna make sure I get all my rankings done. I think I only did it to like 80 or something. I was doing more, I kind of forgot to save it. But yeah, I'm gonna get those in just so makes it a little easier to like kind of navigate down the board and stuff. That way I can see the pockets kind of before they hit. I mean, at this point though, I've been drafting enough where like I don't know. I feel like I kind of just know where the pockets and stuff are on the board. I don't really worry about it too much now. I swear I could drink a gallon of water when I'm streaming. No, I don't for real. Yeah, I feel like that too. I just feel like yeah, I guess I'll dry and then I start like lisping really bad. And it's like, oh, it's tough. Um, yeah, no, I always feel like that. Waiting on 3. But yeah, no, yeah, I'm gonna try to do my rankings though more just so I think it makes it a little easier in certain parts of the board. Or like some guys I forget to pull up, like Chig I pulled up last draft. I've been forgetting about him since he signed to Washington. Um, and I'm trying to throw him out a bunch of my Jaden Daniels builds now. Yeah, and just I mean, most of the free agent guys have kind of adjusted now, but that first little period that was getting me every once in a while. It's like you make a pick and then you see Mike Evans go at like the 5-6 turn. You're like, damn, like forgot to even look up his name. Um, you got T Law in your top 80, right? Uh, well, he's right around the cutoff area, but like it wasn't like a hard like okay, he didn't make it, but yeah, he's ADP 84. He's probably not gonna make it, fantasy dog. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Um, I like Herbert more. I like Dak more. Ooh, I like some of these guys less though. Like I would rather take T Law then Chuba, then Jalen Warren, maybe Michael Wilson. That might be pushing it a little. Dak and T-Law is pretty close. I mean T-Law's like right there. Like you say 80, like I'd probably have him like right at ADP, I think. Because I like Herbert a lot more. And I probably like Dart more, to be honest. I like Dart's rushing upside. Yeah, I probably like Dart a little bit more than T-Law, to be honest. Dak and T-Law, I think, is really close. I'd probably just do it based on the stack. But yeah, he's not my favorite. Not my favorite. You got nuts. Dart. Yeah, no, I'd probably yeah, so I mean the cutoff I didn't do a very good job of it. I'm gonna keep it real. Because I think I just ranked these receivers and I stopped. Oh yeah, Javante didn't make it either because I didn't click his name. Not on purpose. That one's by accident. But if I have it just set to rankings, Javante ain't gonna show up. No, but like, well, so I only did it to 76. So would T-Law make it? Javante's in. Fannon's probably in. Ramondre's maybe in. Herbert's in. No, T-Law doesn't make it. Neither does Dart. They're right there though. They're like 82 and 83 or something like that. Because I'd probably only put like Kraft over them and then no one else. Yeah, and then it'd probably be like T-Law, Dart, Dak, then Jacoby Myers, then like Mahomes, Algier, maybe. I'd probably put Addison over the running backs though. Didn't T-Law have the biggest QB game last year? The biggest QB game? Nah, that can't be true. I can look. Let's see. Trevor. What was his biggest game? A 54. So he had a 54. What did Josh Allen have? A 50. Damn, yeah, you might be right. You might be right, Fancy. Oh, what about Purdy? Purdy had an insane game. No, Purdy was only a 43. All right, last guy. Lamar. No, Lamar wasn't that good. Damn. Yeah, no, it looks like he did have the best QB game, at least that I could find. Oh, so we got anyone in here? Fantasy Dog at the 12. See you over there. I recognize some of the names, but I don't think anyone that would be in here. We'll go Bijan 101. Bijan Gibbs kind of interchangeable to me. We just take Bijan for the exposure purposes, but I think Bijan Gibbs coin flip. That's fair. Week 15 or something. Yeah, no, it looked like he did 54, 12 spot. Yuck. No, 12 spot is decent. You can go double RB, get a nice. You might even get like Lamb or Monra back there. I've seen that a few times. Just draft 7 rounds, push the plane. Jesus, take the wheel. I don't hate that. Because that's on the ranks end. Yeah. I mean, once you do that, you basically have the core of your team anyway. So what are you even really drafting for? It's just like, give me X amount of receivers, X amount of running backs, call it a day. Underzet in here. Oh yeah, I saw him. Yeah, Underzet. I feel like Sonny is someone. This guy I've seen a little bit. Cole Anderson. I think those are the only ones I actually like recognize, and I'm Fancy Dog, obviously. Yeah, I think those are the only ones I actually recognize. See anything interesting? No. All 3 receivers go. Jefferson, firmly a first round pick at this point. So the days of Jefferson in the second round are over. Kind of unfortunate, but I think that seems pretty fair. I would actually rather have a Monra than Jefferson or Lamb, I think. I think I'm probably a Monra at 8. Um, yeah, and then I don't know, like Lamb, I have a little bit of a tough time with. I think with Pickens there, it's gonna be tough for him. Achan. Fantasy dog goes Achan. Uh, from the turns, I've started ignoring ADP after round 8. Just take the guy I think won't come back that I want most after round 8. So that's like pick 100. Yeah, no, I mean, I think that seems pretty fair, especially if you're on the turn, like you're saying, like or like I am now. It's you got to be willing to reach. I think it's kind of like a sliding scale, right? Where like I would maybe reach like 10 picks or like a round in that range, and then like later then it's just like Wild West. But especially for like QBs or an important stacking piece, yeah, I'm willing to reach like a round plus to get them. Um, oh, ain't got much of either of my RBs, A-Chain and Genty. Um, yeah, no, I think I'm a little bit scared on Achan. I mean, I feel like he's perfectly fair where he goes, but I'm a little bit scared by him this year. Genty, I feel pretty good about, but I mean, both of them are well. Achan's obviously one of the most explosive players in the NFL, so he can always give you a spike week, even if the team, doesn't go that great. And then Genty has huge pass catching upside. I think with Mendoza, it's going to work out pretty good. But yeah, no, that's a nice combo, especially if you don't have them much. Get a little bit unique. Um, all right, so let's see. Hopefully, hopefully they take the tight end probably. I mean, I'll take Bowers if he makes it, but I mean, I'd be cool with Nico Chase Brown also. Okay, so Nico for sure. I have a ton of Nico. I have like 20%. Um, I think Chase Brown here. Yeah, I'll just go Chase Brown. Chase Brown feels pretty good. Just I mean, with the offense, he kind of proved it last year, right? That he can kind of carry the load. He started out pretty rough, but as the year went on, he did really good. And I think with the whole team healthy, his upside is really good. Just that any piece of the Bengals offense, their upside is going to be crazy, right? So getting him with Bijan, I feel super solid in my top 2 now. Got Nico to anchor down my receivers. I really like yeah, like starts like this. I feel like I have a lot where I do like Bijan or Gibbs and then Nico, and then a running back. I feel like that's like super common for me. Um, but yeah, no, I feel pretty good overall with that start. And then let's see. So got it 2, no receivers, yeah, but that's fine. It's only around 3. Gibbs, Bowers, Travis Achan. Um Brown, Pickens, Olave, Tet, Harold Fannin at pick 31. There we go. That's that's intriguing. That's intriguing because that's like I mean they drafted normal the first 2 picks, so I wonder if that's a Q issue maybe. Maybe they just really wanted to up that Harold Fannin exposure and let the clock tick down too much. That's an intriguing one though. Harold Fannin at 31, Drake London CMC. His Q. Um, yeah, I don't know. I feel really good with Nico though this year. I've been picking a ton of him. I feel like he's just getting pushed down obviously because so many running backs are moving up. But I don't know. I just feel like there's no real difference between him and like London or Neighbors. And I think he can push into that first round tier of guys. Like that's where he was coming into last year. And I think you're taking a little bit more injury risk, obviously, but I feel like his upside for going on the 2-3 turn, like, I don't know, I just can't pass up on Nico. Like, I never take Pickens, like any of these guys in the third, AJ Brown, Pickens, Olave. I never take them over Nico. London, I take over Nico, but I feel like I just get a ton of Nico back there. Like people kind of just let him fall to the turn, and that's not much of a fall, but I think around that value, like I really like him over the tight ends, over Jacobs. Not much higher than that, but I don't feel like you need to pick him much higher than that to have like a lot. Fanning at 31 is interesting. Maybe Shadur Bowl. Nah, bro, I'm the Shadur Bowl. What do you mean? But yeah. I mean, he could be a Shadur Bowl. That is a Pro Bowl rookie QB. So if he's just buying into Shadur being, carrying that whole offense, then I totally support that. I'll be pick Shadur right here, right now. Just get the stack. Ooh, Quinshon. Okay, no, you're right. You're right. That's a Shadur Bowl. He picked Quinshon right there. He wants that whole Cleveland stack. Yeah, so who else does he have to get? You gotta get Jerry Judy late. Probably pick both QBs, or maybe like you're saying, just Shadur. Maybe it's a Shadur Bowl. But yeah, I mean, you nailed it. You nailed it, BBOC. Fan and Judkins stacked. All right. I mean, JMO goes. Okay, I'm thinking Devontae, Mike Evans. Just get some olds in here. I think we definitely go Devontae. I like Terry. I like Lamar. I think I go Evans over them though. Yeah. I think I go Evans there. Just get all the olds. I just feel really good about him in SF. Obviously, people got him later. It's not that much later though. Like they got him maybe like end of the sixth or something. So I feel really good with him there. I feel like his upside in San Francisco is just insane. Like he's clearly the receiver one. Ricky is kind of more like a complimentary piece. CMC is getting older, but obviously he's going to take a big workload. But Evans just as a red zone threat, and with Kittle hurt, I just feel so good about his role in SF. And then Devontae, I feel good with him and with the Rams too. Just I guess you're a little bit risky just because it is older guys. So Stafford got an injury, Devontae could, one other play could fall off, but I think just based on last year, they look as good as ever. Obviously, Stafford won MVP, but I don't think Devontae really showed any clear signs of falling off, and he's such a red zone threat. I think that gives you at least a really safe floor and access to a really good ceiling too. So I feel good with Adams and Evans there. So Bijan, Nico, Chase Brown, Devontae Adams, Mike Evans. Feel pretty good with that start. A lot of olds, but we'll see. Possibly Bond. There we go. With Evans, the pretty ADP lines up if people play nice. Let's hope they do. But yeah, no, I really like Purdy. Yeah, Purdy, I think especially with Evans there, like you see him moving up a little bit lately, but well, I guess he's moving up into a tier where it's pretty fair, where his price feels more fair. But I mean, Purdy really does have the upside to be like, I think top 5 maybe at QB. That might be pushing it a little. I think his rushing is enough to get him there. Obviously, the Niners' offense and like his touchdown upside is there, like passing touchdowns. But I think his rushing upside could be enough to get him there too. And then with Evans, maybe that pushes them a little bit more to receiving touchdowns at the goal line. But yeah, no, I mean, I would love to get Purdy back here. That'd be perfect. We'll see who gets Ricky. It all depends on them. But yeah, Purdy would be good. Like if I could do like a Purdy Stafford, that would be good. Now I could even get like Stroud later. People kind of just let Stroud fall, so usually you can just get him pretty easy with your Nico stack. That's why I have so much. I feel like every time I pick Nico, Stroud's just like there after ADP or at ADP. And it's like if I'm gonna pick a third QB, he's at like 140 or something. To me, that seems pretty easy if you have Nico or Montgomery, or with Stroud, you can backstack him. I'm surprised. Like, I feel like I don't see that many people doing it. Maybe because Stroud just kind of the hype is dead, and he sucked in the playoffs. So, but I don't know. I've been making a lot of Stroud with my Nico. As you should, stacking. You got to stack if you want to win. Let's see what Fantasy Dog's doing. Devin A. Chain, Ashton Genty, Colston Loveland, Kyron Williams, Christian Watson, Caleb Williams. I mean, I like it. I really like the Caleb Loveland stack. I think Loveland is like he's like the biggest upside piece in that Bears offense, right? Like I don't know. I feel really good with him. I think he can easily compete with McBride and Bowers, kind of like Kittle last year. But I mean, Loveland has real upside to be like a real elite tight end one, just like those guys, or even above them with the touchdown upside on the Bears, because the Bears are way better teams than either of those guys play on than the Raiders or the Cardinals. All right, so I'm up here. Tyler Warren, I don't mind. Let's see, we got Houston Rams SF. Yeah. Marvin Harrison, I could pick. I think we go Marvin Harrison here. That's fine. That's fine. I don't have a ton of him either. Like I was saying, I'm not very in on the Cardinals, but a little bit of a fall on him. Could have went Alec Pierce. I don't know. I have a decent amount of Alec Pierce already. I don't really love that range, and I just want Warren. Now you could argue you team stack them, and that's smarter, but I don't really know if I want to team stack Indy with like Danny Dimes torn Achilles. I I don't mind grabbing a piece of Indy, but I'm not super big on like the big stacks on them. So I don't know. I'll take Marvin Harrison at the little bit of a value. Would have really liked Jordan Tyson there. That would have been really nice, but we'll go Harrison. That gives me another late QB out if I have to also. Um, I don't know. Could have went Pierce and doubled it. I just really don't love doing the double Indy at that price. I don't mind taking one of the two, but both it just seems like it's going to be hard for Jones to support. People remember the playoffs around probably White Falls. No, I agree with that. Yeah, in the playoffs he was just horrendous. Like, I think that performance definitely helps with the fall. He also just I don't know, he just hasn't been that good. 19 touchdowns, 20 touchdowns, 23 touchdowns, 233 best rushing. It's like every year he's just gotten worse. And I mean, last year, he missed some games, but like, I don't know. I'm still kind of in on Stroud. I think he just goes late enough where even if he does just kind of play mid again, that's fine. Like for going around 140, but I guess I feel like he still has upside. It's just every year he's just kind of disappointed a little bit more. And I don't know, it's really weird because he felt like he had so much potential. And, and they had a lot of questionable coaching, their O-line issues. They have a lot of issues on the team, but I think it's kind of getting to the point where, like, CJ Stroud also needs to be part of, like, the solution to it in some way, right? But, yeah, I don't know. Damn, I missed the QB sniper. Yeah, you got lucky, Al Boogie. Next time you're in my room, you better watch out. But yeah, no, I mean, there's still time. I can snipe people on QBs. We'll get it figured out. Fantasy Dog's smart. They got Dart and Williams. Can't really snipe them anymore. See, so they're snipe proof. That's what you gotta do when you're in the room with me. I don't know who's a rushing QB that looks nice. Give me some Justin Herbie, Patty Fraud. Yeah, but no, we'll see. What's up, hello? Hey, what's up, Boogie? Thanks for stopping by, bro. But no, what's up with you? I don't know. We were just getting back to the streaming. I've been drafting a little bit since like combine, but just getting back to the streaming. I don't know, just it's a different landscape these days. You got to pick RBs early. It's a whole new world out here on Underdog. 3 wide receivers in the second round only. It's a whole new world out here. It took me a little bit of time to readjust. I used to be a piss boy. I had to change my ways. Um, how about you? What's been popping in the world of Al Boogie? All right, so I'm about to be up in a few picks. We got a pretty obvious pick if he makes it. This fucking guy, Burkaw, and fuck this guy. He took Brock Purdy. That one was for Boogie. We'll take Stafford for sure. All right, so we're gonna take Stafford for sure, and then Pittman would be fine, I guess. I don't mind Kyle Pitts, and then I could stop at 2. Um, yeah, I don't mind that actually. Kyle Pitts, stop at 2 tight ends. I kind of like that. We'll see. That might not have been the best play. That might be a little bit too much capital, but I want to kind of see how it builds out. I'm pretty balanced. I'm just a little heavy at tight end now. But I think I'm solid enough at receiver and RB to build it out okay. Quarterback's probably gonna be the one that gets pretty sketchy. We'll see. Hopefully, like I was saying earlier, I get my guy back with the next turn. I'll probably just take Stroud there if he makes it. If not, we'll just be part of the problem and start sniping people. So either way, we'll get a QB. Oh, landscape penis. I agree. Got to adjust, but find your edges. Yeah, no, yeah, yeah, no. I mean, I don't know. I think, er, I think early on, yeah, it's like the heavier RB approach seems to work better. Just because like the later receivers, especially this year, it feels like they have more potential to actually have roles than like the later RBs feel pretty rough with all the guys so pushed up. There's some guys who are arguably like gems or good backups that could really supercharge your lineup, but yeah, I feel like the early RBs are just feel so good this year. Al Boogie's a real one for sure. I agree. Al Boogie a real one. No, everyone in here for this stream is definitely a real one. I made this stream like one 1 hour before it went live. So anyone who saw this and came in, definitely a real one. Shout out you guys for coming in. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna turn on my light. All right. Yeah, no, but you guys are all real ones. Thanks for stopping by. So I'm surprised that you guys even saw it. So much for playing nice. Now it's a free for all. So much for playing nice. Now it's a free for all. Oh, because Purdy, yeah, no, that was fucked up. Because he didn't even have a niner. Like he had his fucking Dak Prescott stacked up with George Pickens, but he doesn't even have a niner. He takes Brock Purdy. What's wrong with you? He better pick Christian Kirk, or I'm gonna be pissed. I might pick Christian Kirk. All right. What QBs do we got? We're gonna take CJ Stroud for sure. Shuck would have been kind of cool. Okay, we'll take Stroud. I'm gonna hope that Dimes makes it back. If he doesn't, then he doesn't. Okay, so Juwan Jennings, Jonah Coleman. Where are we looking at RB? I'm gonna go Jonah Coleman. I feel like I can find a receiver I like later, but it's gonna be pretty hard to find. Like not hard, but I don't really like the running backs that are gonna be there on the next turn as much as I like Jonah Coleman. where I feel like the receivers, I'll be able to get one that's fine. So that feels pretty good overall. Hartman becomes one with ADP. Oh yeah, that's right. We got the ADP. We got the ADP with us at all times in the board. In the board. No, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, that really is like just knowing the pockets. I feel like that's really all you need to know to be able to build at least like somewhat structurally decent teams. Because if you know, like, oh, like, I guess knowing the pockets that you like how you feel about them, because people feel different about them, right? But like, if I'm like, oh, I like the receivers a lot in this range, so like right there, I'm like, oh, I'll just grab Coleman. And I can wait because I know I'm gonna like at least one or two receivers coming back to me. Um, yeah, I think just knowing like the ranges and how you feel about them personally, it makes it just so much easier to like build your team and make decisions that are going to affect like your next picks and everything because you already know the type of guys or the amount of guys you're kind of looking at in the next range. Um, we hear LOL. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Oh, Boogie. I have to put respect back on my name. Liam did slightly better than me. Yeah, there you go. But I mean, you got him last or you got him, the year before. Are you still pushing your players or just taking them? Are you still pushing your players or just taking them? I mean, I like in general. I mean, right now I was kind of pushing. We got a quarterback we were looking at, Dimes. But I mean, Dimes should make it back. That's not really pushing them. Um, and then I could do the double a little cheaper. Oh, did Downs go? Downs might have went. Yeah, he goes. Oh, Downs ADP is 130. I guess he's been moving up. Um, so we could go Omar Cooper, slap it up. Rashid Shaheed, Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk's actually my guy. Hate to say it because I don't really think he's a good pick, but man, if he wants to play football, he could be so good. He could be the best value on the board if he wants to play football. It's a big if though, and no one knows the answer. But yeah, I don't know. Are you still pushing your players or just taking them? I mean, I guess I guess pushing. I don't have that much volume, and I have 60 drafts. I'll probably end up getting to like 100. I ramp up a little bit more like post draft, but I'm kind of letting. I'm not really reaching on very many guys right now. Mostly some of the free agent signing guys, I guess. Like I'm getting more Evans. I was already overweight on him, but I'm getting more. All right, so we'll go Dimes here for sure. Uh, and then I mean I could just go Omar Cooper if I want the rookie. I mean I really like Brandon Ayuk. I have a lot though, and we'll take some more because I love Brandon Ayuk. I'm gonna keep picking him until he officially announces that he's retired. You know, a week before the season or whenever he does it. So that's kind of my like sinking ship I'm attaching to right now. He's just man. I feel like Brandon Ayuk if he plays like at 145, I don't know. I feel like Brandon Ayuk on most teams could be a receiver worth going in like the top 5 rounds at least. And I don't know. It's a huge risk because he might just not want to play football. But I don't know. I can't stop clicking him. I can't stop clicking him. And I hope he makes a decision or the Niners make a decision soon. Um, I always try and push for uniqueness. Oh wait, oh, you're going 2 tight ends then? Yeah, I'm definitely going 2 tight ends for sure. Player takes just feeling the room, I should say. I was trying to push for uniqueness. Ayuk and Rice biggest risks. Uh, I agree with that for sure. Ayuk and Rice biggest risks. Ayuk might not want to play football. Rashi Rice might get suspended half the year. Um, player takes, just feeling the room, I should say. So I think the player takes, I was doing that more early before the free agency, before the combine. Now I'm not reaching a ton. There's certain guys I really like J.K. Dobbins. I've been pulling Dobbins up a lot. If I have a weaker running back build, like I would have no problem taking Dobbins where I took Pitts. But I felt okay enough with Bijan and Chase Brown. But I would have no problem taking Dobbins there. Um, and I don't mind that one. Uh, I don't pull up many guys late now. I feel like I kind of have the bag that I want already of a lot of guys. Like later, I'm trying to think if there's anyone. It's mostly running backs. I feel like pull up C-Rod a little here and there just because I want some exposure. I am a Bayshall Tootin' Slappy, but he might not be that good at football. Brian Robinson, I picked quite a bit. Some of these really late guys, I'll pull them up a little. But earlier in the draft, pulling up Walker just a little bit, get more exposure right now. I'll take him sometimes at like 15 even. But for me, that is kind of unique builds, I guess, because that is a different combo than like I would have in my portfolio. All right, I'm about to be up. So we got Rams, Houston, Indy. We could take. Oh no, I'm not going to take another tight end. Probably want two RBs. I might have neglected RB a little bit too much in this one. I think I might have done pushed it too far. Where's this guy gonna go? We go Pacheco. Get me a Lion. Tajay. I mean, man, this is a tough range. We're gonna grab Pacheco. Ridley's back, I guess. Jalen Naylor's kind of okay, I guess. Really prefer running back. Let's go Tank Bigsby. He's kind of like the hot name. He's kind of like the hot name right now. A lot of people like him at the moment. But I mean, Saquon's backup. Why not? He could have some upside. We'll probably need to tack on at least one more running back, maybe two. Maybe go with like a 3-7-7-2. Is that right? Or no, it'd be a 3-7-8-2. Yeah, we could do that. 3-7-8-2. Probably go for a build like that. Tack on two more running backs, and then three more receivers. Yeah, that'd probably be pretty good. Pacheco, he maybe has some touchdown upside. Obviously, he has some upside if Gibbs got hurt or something, but I don't know. I mean, Detroit's just a good offense. I want the backup RB. No guarantee that he's the backup, but as of right now, he is. Same thing with Bigsby. No guarantee, but as of right now, he is. And Saquon's older, and Bigsby looked pretty capable on the Eagles last year, so he feels good there. Would have liked to maybe I should have went like Jonathan Brooks instead of Ayuk. That would have maybe been better. I like him quite a bit where he goes. I feel like the runway is kind of clear for Brooks in Carolina, and I definitely want their starting running back. Oh, my bad. I was trying to push for uniqueness. Ayuk and Rice biggest risks. Agree. Ayuk just feels like a better risk at cost. Agree with that too. I think the Rice one scares me so much. I don't think I picked him in like at least a couple weeks. I mean, I don't know. It's just the cost is too high, and you see the hammer get dropped on him last year. It just worries me too much. I need more info on him. I kind of feel the same way about Diggs. People aren't really talking about the legal thing, so maybe it's not a big deal. But like, I kind of worry the same thing about Diggs. And then Ayuk, obviously, yeah. Like, does he want to play football? How interested are teams? All the rumors are he wants to be a commander, but is that realistic? Is that gonna happen? It's just, yeah, it's kind of a mess with him. But I think with Ayuk, the one thing is once he signs, I think he'll go up quite a bit. And even if not, I don't really care about that. I'm not drafting him for CLV. I'm drafting him because I think he's really good. But I think he'll move up quite a bit. If he doesn't, I'm gonna have an insane bag. It's gonna be crazy if he goes to Washington and like he's like pick 110 or something. I'm gonna go crazy. I hope Tootin is a bust. I have 0. I got a good amount when he was like a 7th rounder. I'm not picking him anymore really, but I mean, yeah, he's risky, man. He's mega risky because like you can get Quinchon, Scadaboo. Scadaboo has some risks too, but like Quinchon, Swift, Harvey, like all those guys are way safer than Tootin. And I like how much higher is his upside? I mean, Liam Cohen starting running back, that could be pretty high upside, but like for some of those guys, I don't know. Swift too, even, right? Like what's got it or what's Tootin's upside different from Swift realistically? And it's tough to take him at that price. In the 7th, I was more willing to do it, but yeah, at that price, it's tough. Love Brooks for the upside. Yeah, same here. And I just think Chuba is a good runner, but he's limited, right? He's not a good pass catcher or not like a plus pass catcher. And Brooks at least has the pedigree and talent if he's healthy that he could be the lead back there. And you know you want the lead back of Dave Canales' system. So yeah, I like Brooks quite a bit too. I think his upside is pretty good there. Um, Chuba is a roadblock a little bit, but I mean, look at last year, right? He got kind of soft bench for Naylor, or not for. I'm gonna pick Jalen Naylor for Rico, and they did kind of split, but I don't know. I could pick Trey Harris. I like Singleton, but I'm gonna queue him up. Um, I think I'm gonna go Singleton at RB. Yeah, could go Katron also. Don't have as much Singleton. Want a little bit more of him. I'm gonna grab him there. Um, with him, there's a lot of talk. He's gonna be able to perform at his pro day, and he was the guy with the broken foot that like he couldn't do the combine. So yeah, sorry, he couldn't do the combine, but he was expected to do really well at the combine, like be really athletically gifted and apparently he's going to be able to perform at his pro day. So that could kind of help him move up boards like as the draft gets closer. And in this late, I mean, just throwing a dart, he's one of the top like rookie RBs this year. Like, I don't know, seems like he's really athletic. I think he's a pretty good pass catcher. Um, but yeah, I mean, just kind of throwing darts, right? He's my 6th RB rookie. Hopefully he's a day 2 pick. Um, Diggs I don't touch. That's fair enough, yeah. Cardi B owns his contract. Yeah, no, I mean, I can see being fully out on Diggs for sure. I think if he signs and the legal stuff's behind him, the 140s is a great price, like a great value. It's just like how much upside are you realistically getting, right? Like, I think he's great for most lineups in the sense that, oh, that could be a solid like 1,000-yard receiver or something, and maybe he gets 8 touchdowns or something on a good team, right? But or a decent team for him or a team where he's the clear number 1 receiver. But like, can he really do more than that? And like, is there a situation where he can get more than that, right? With how kind of free agency shook out. And realistically, maybe not. Maybe he could get a situation worse than that. But I think where he goes, he's a good value. But with the suspension risk, I think that's pretty scary. And if he signs with like the Browns or some shit, they just give him a bag. I mean, you're not going to feel very good. Like around 140, you won't feel too bad, but it's not going to feel very good either. Adam Randall is the real sleeper, fastest. Yeah, I've heard about Adam Randall. So what was he? He's the tall guy, right? He's 6'1", he's like 220 something, and then he's super fast. He's the guy too, he's a really good receiver, but not a great in between the tackles runner, right? That's kind of his deal, if I'm remembering right. Um yeah, no, I mean I'm pretty open to him too. Like I click him every once in a while. We might even click him right here. You might have just gave me an idea. Adam Randall. Yeah, no, I click Adam Randall sometimes. He's one of the names that we click. Jeremy Bernard, everyone's into that guy. We could add him to the squad. I don't know. I mean, I like him overall. It seems like his draft capital is really trending up, right? Like Jeremy's seeming more and more like a second round pick, which that's no guarantee, especially at receiver. But second round draft capital, that would be pretty good. Or that this late in the fantasy draft, that feels pretty good. So I think I'm gonna go Randall and Jeremy. Um, go Randall, RB7. We got Jeremy, and then we're gonna go one receiver to end it. Uh, yeah, I mean, I think the team's looking pretty solid. So I got Stafford, Stroud, Daniel Jones. That's okay at QB. Maybe lacks a little bit of upside. Bijan, Chase Brown, Jonah Coleman, Pacheco, Tank Bigsby, Nicholas Singleton, Adam Randall. Solid two up top. Hopefully one of these guys pans out, or two of them have enough of a role to give me a little bit of floor if one of these guys is, having a bad week or bye week or something. Nico, Devontae, Mike Evans, Marvin Harrison, Brandon Ayuk, Jalen Miller, Jeremy. That feels pretty good. I kind of like the receiver room. Warren and Pitts. And I think that's solid at tight end. So I'm definitely going to go receiver last round. And then I'll check out Fancy Dogs at the end. So we're about done. So I want to see I got to see what's in your bag, what the last two picks are. Oh, I thought today I got an update. It was Darius Slay retired. I thought it was Slayton retired, and I was like, "Oh no, my bags," but no, Darius Slay retired. Randall converted wide receiver. Okay, right, okay. Fuck, I want a percent Hartman. All right, I bet if this makes the finals, Al Boogie gets 10%. I'll write it in the thing after. You'll even see it. RB room is ass. If you want, I can be honest. Fair. I got Bijan and Chase Brown though. Like, what more do you need to answer me that? Bijan and Chase Brown. So what? I got 2 bad weeks. I got 2 bad weeks all year. They're bye weeks. Other than that, I'm cooked. I'm cooking. I'm cooking. Market change everything, which is why I pick your spots. Yeah. No, I pushed RB a little bit too hard. Where did I goof? See, probably Kyle Pitts, but it's like I guess I got taken Jadarian Price. But is Jadarian Price really better than Jonah Coleman, or is that just what the establishment has like conditioned you to think because his ADP is higher? Because we don't really know if either one of these guys is good yet. So I mean, Jonah Coleman, I took him at 121. If that was Rashad White or Tyrone Tracy, would it feel better? Where should I have done it then? See, that's the thing. They kept that's the shitty part about being at one. Because like Monty, Harvey, Swift, that would have been cool. None of them make it. I could have took Stevenson instead of Marvin Harrison. Stevenson instead of Harrison, or Price or Dobbins over Pitts. That probably would have been the move if I wanted to go more RB heavy. Not a huge fan of Stevenson. He's okay, I guess. Like there. Don't really like Chuba or Warren there. Yeah, maybe I could have done it in like the 9th round or the 7th round. Those probably would have been the spots. Should have went Brooks over Brandon Ayuk. That was actually a mistake one. But yeah, I mean, it just being at the 1, they weren't as good. Should have taken Tootin at 49, obviously. That was the pretty obvious one of them all, to be honest. To be honest, Tootin at 49 would have been good. All right, so I'm about to pick Rams, Houston, Indy. We can take Jalen Noel or Bryce Lance. I click Bryce Lance a lot because he's really tall. He's 6'3", and he runs really fast. So at the 20.12, you can't really beat that. We'll stack up Jalen Noel, though. We'll get the stack going with CJ Stroud. My team is super weird. All right, we'll check it out in a second. Fancy dog. Where did Chuba go? Like 78, I think. Right here, 78. Yeah, that seems kind of high. I don't know. What's his ADP? No, his ADP is 80, 79.7. So yeah, I guess right at ADP. If prices dropped by lines, then it feels worse with Pitts Click. If prices dropped by lines. Yeah, no, I mean I agree with that. Yeah, less respectful RB, JK. Yeah, no, I agree. I think J.K. Dobbins right there is actually still a pretty good value because after him, it's really just like backups: Gainwell, Tracy, Mason, Rashad White. I guess you can get either Minnesota guy if you're choosing that late. Um, so you got some options and more split, but yeah, I like Dobbins spot a lot. Uh, all right, so I'm gonna go over my team and then Fancy Dogs team. Was Ted Hurst picked? Doesn't look like it. Oh, no, Ted Hurst available. Yeah, that's kind of weird. He usually goes. Um, but all right. So I went with a 3.782 Stafford, Stroud, Jones. That seems all right. Not great, but should be okay at a QB. Bijan, Chase Brown, Jonah Coleman, Pacheco, Tank Bigsby, Nicholas Singleton, Adam Randall. Bijan, Chase Brown holding it down up top. Rest of the guys pretty questionable, as Al Boogie would say. That RB room is ass. If you want to be honest, valid. Nico Collins, Devontae Adams, Mike Evans, Marvin Harrison, Brandon Ayuk, Jalen Naylor, Jeremy Bernard, Jalen Noah, receiver. I actually really like the receiver room. Ayuk's kind of a risk, but I think my top four is strong enough, and I got some volume there. Warren and Pitts, I think that's totally good to step at two, like the tight end room. Overall, pretty risky team. Don't love it, don't hate it either with Bijan Brown up there, but I don't love it. It's all right. It's all right. Not my best work. 3-5-10-2 from Fantasy Dog. Interesting already. Caleb Williams, Jackson Dart, Baker Mayfield at QB. Really strong QBs, like that a lot. Got them I kind of like every other round, but really strong. A-Chain, Genty, Kyron, Kenneth Gainwell, Sean Tucker. So you went double Tampa Bay, both the guys behind Bucky. But strong three up top. I like that. I mean, I think with the strong three up top, you kind of can't go wrong with A-Chain, Genty, Kyron. And then Gainwell and Tucker, if Bucky goes down, you have the starter no matter what. And they're going to get work, give you some floor every week. Maybe they get in the end zone weekly, so that feels pretty good. And you had Baker. Christian Watson, Chris Godwin, Jalen McMillan, Debo, Jerry Jeudy, Trey Tucker, Darnell Mooney, Darius Slayton, Cooper Kupp, Keenan Allen. I mean, you definitely attacked with volume, and then you got the stack. So who are your other QB? Chicago Giants. So you double stack Giants. You stacked up Godwin and McMillan. You had Loveland too, right? Yeah, Loveland with Caleb. Oh, and then likely with Dart. So that feels fine at tight end with the two. I think it might have been pushed a little bit much, but you have 10, so I mean maybe not. It's tough. I mean, I think it's a pretty risky move. I do think stacking the teams maybe could help because maybe that gives you like you always have some pieces of their production. Um, I don't know. I mean, you're really strong at every other position except receiver. Also, like tight end is good with Loveland. You have an elite. RB is really strong. QB is really strong. I think it's all right. It might be. It's really unbalanced, I guess. It's not necessarily bad. It's just unbalanced because you're so strong at the other three. I think overall, I mean, I don't know. I think I like the team overall. It feels pretty extreme at receiver. Like to go 10 and then wait that long for like the third and fourth guy per se, or like even the second guy being Godwin, right? Godwin feels really good, I think, at his price, but yeah, I think I like the team overall. It's definitely an interesting build. Like you said, a weird build. Yeah, it definitely is. But it's strong at three positions out of the four. And you might have enough volume to cover at receiver where the other three can carry you. So Yeah, I don't know. Pretty interesting. I think it's a fine build. Um, we were in draft other day. How bad you roast me? We were in draft other day. How bad you roast me? I don't know. I didn't. Oh yeah, we were in it. I did see you in a draft. I don't know. I was probably just mobile drafting. I didn't roast. I don't roast. I should have sniped you is what I should have done. Yeah, I guess I didn't. I think I looked at your team at the end. I can't really remember. I do remember seeing your name in a draft. I've been kind of ripping drafts lately, though, to be honest. I've been doing like 6 of them a day. Uh, Mostly on mobile. Wow, my wide receiver for wide receiver shaky, super shaky. I was trying to figure out where I went wrong, couldn't find it. We'll look. It's not good. 5 out of 10. Hard shot boogie. Slayton and Keenan maybe rookies instead. Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I personally agree. I would probably lean rookies, but it's still just such a unsure bet. Um, Maybe Dart is the one because who could it have been instead of Dart? Eh, I mean, you went Dart Godwin. It could have been, I guess, Ricky or Dobbs. That's not. It's not like that would shake up the world. Um, yeah, I mean, in a vacuum, it's not. There's not like a super clear spot. Maybe Gainwell. I guess Gainwell, you could argue, right? You're so strong with those top three. Maybe you get rid of Gainwell and you put in whoever your favorite is, Jennings, Golden, Coker, Downs, like Worthy, whoever your favorite is out of those. But it's not like any of those moves really like are insanely different, I guess, at the end of the day. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think you built it okay for how it went. Um, yeah, I mean, I kind of agree. Like, I'm taking rookies, but I don't know if Keenan Allen plays, he's probably washing most rookies back here. To be honest, Slayton I have a little bit harder time with, but I don't know because the Giants are bringing guys in like Mooney and stuff. I mean, I guess you were doing the stack though, so that's actually fine. Um, Love you, but not your best. And yeah, I mean, hey, it's still early. It's March. It's a March fantasy football team. You don't gotta worry too much. It's you get sharper as the summer goes, as the off season goes. But yeah, I think I'm gonna head out for tonight. I ripped 2 of them tonight, but I think my plan is I'm gonna start streaming like probably around this time, around 5 my time, 5 to 6, couple times a week. That's kind of my plan, like 2 3 times a week. But thank you guys all for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. I want to check out Best Ball and Call if you haven't. Anthony, he streams too. Uh, but yeah, thanks for stopping by, guys. I appreciate it. It was fun getting back into it, talking with you guys. Key is don't be greedy, has to fit your build. Yeah, no, I agree with that. If you start getting too greedy and pushing stuff, I'm guilty of that sometimes. Where I'm like, ooh, there's little pocket receivers I like back there. One of them will fall for sure, right? No, they didn't. You know what I mean? Like I'm guilty of that for sure sometimes too. I hear you, Anthony Alboogie. I was hoping for T-Law Meyer stack to stop at QBs. Yeah, yeah. No, I mean sometimes, and just being on the turns, right? Like you kind of saw it with mine, where my RBs just kind of turned into a mess of all these like rookies and backups and shit, right? And I just went crazy volume. It's like being on the turn. I think you're kind of at the mercy of the room, and it's just like one or two moves where you're like, oh, I can wait on a receiver a little bit, or for me, I can wait on running back a little bit. It can just totally throw your team off because the room, they kind of got you by the balls, right? So it's like, I don't know. It's tough to draft on the turns, but I don't know. Hopefully we're both in the advancing pod, or both in the advancing group. They don't know about Darnell Mooney and Nick Singleton taking us to the moon. See you in the finals, fantasy dog. Um, know the room though. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, like, yeah, I guess like Yeah, certain rooms. I mean, I agree with you for sure. Like, and then you can track to like you kind of see who's falling, who's not. Like some rooms really push QBs, some rooms really are thirsty for QBs. Um, but no, that's yeah, which is tricky, right? I agree. Because sometimes you do kind of think you got them figured out, and then they just go ahead and shock you. You know, you're like, this guy is definitely taking receiver, tight end here. I know it in my bones. And then he goes RB, RB. And you're like, fuck, there were two of them I wanted. He took both. Um, but yeah, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, but thank you guys for stopping by. You know, I appreciate it. You know, look forward to drafting some more. Hopefully getting some drafts. Some of you guys got one with Fantasy Dog tonight. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. Peace.